What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. That is Ash, that is Dan, and I am Matt. That's right, isn't it? It is right.
No, you're going last. You're giving yourself the and credit now.
Yeah, the and. Saving the best till last. The Game of the Week show is a weekly show that the three of us do. Every Monday we get together to discuss the latest news topics in the video game industry. We also go through the game releases for that week before each picking our favourite games of the week. If you like video game related stuff, checking out our website, thegameinitiative.com, you can find out everything we do, as well as topics, we do let's plays, etc. All links to that and social media are down below. So we've got a couple of big news items to get through.
Well, they're big for you, they're not big for me, but...
Well, some of them are.
Some of them are.
But nothing is bigger, and I'm sure Ash will agree, than Pokemon Go being announced this week by the Pokemon Company. Now, it's a mobile game, which we're not always overly excited about here. Kind of, you hear mobile game, you think free to play, trying to steal all your money. But this one sounds amazing. It's basically...
No, it sounds amazing because it's got Pokemon in
No,
the
it sounds amazing because 9-year-old me...
Pokemon.
Yeah, 9-year-old me now gets to live out his fantasy of being a real-life Pokemon master. Yes.
Real life?
Real life. Real life. You get to go around the world catching Pokemon.
No, but they're still digital.
Augmented reality. It's safer because it means I'm not going to get eaten by a wild animal.
Matt gets confused with augmented reality and reality.
It's real world. You're catching them in the real world. They're not real. The Pokemon aren't real, but what you're doing is in the real world.
It's like geotags.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, geocaching. As you put
Geocaching, but with Pokemon. Like, what's not to like? Plus, this is coming from someone who likes doing geotagging or geocaching, so you can't criticise the game.
Yeah, I'm not criticising. You just said you can now do it in real life. You're not actually catching the thing in real life. You're just going to the location that's been
exactly
prescribed to it.
It's the same without the responsibility of having to feed it and train it and mentor it.
I don't think you ever feed it. I don't think
I'm pretty sure Pokemon eat.
That's never been shown.
Anyway, what's the news?
That is the news.
Right.
Pokemon are in the real world.
And that's number one on the top story.
Number one on the top story. It's the biggest news item of the week.
Okay.
You might be slightly biased, but that is the biggest item.
Yeah, okay, just because I'm not really...
Put it this way,
fan.
one day when you get to pick the news...
And then you can choose this to not be in the news.
I know. So anyway, we've got... when's this coming?
So this is coming in 2016.
Yeah.
Next year. Very excited. I don't quite know exactly how it's going to work. We don't have the details yet. Realistically, I'm probably going to be majorly disappointed because how many Pokemon are going to be in Guernsey? Because it's not. It's all around the world.
Honestly, it depends on how it gets set up. Because if it works the way geocaching works, that's all down to users. So it's like it's not one group of people responsible for putting them out in the world. It's users of that site go and put out their own, and they're responsible for its upkeep and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's...
I don't think it's going to be exactly like that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work on that front, then you're not going to see many. But if it works on the front of someone signs up, says, I want to put this here,
You can't
giving a code or something like that.
Well, that's the problem is you can't do that because otherwise people are going to put like a Charizard there and then just wait for someone to go down to get a Charizard and then mug them for all their money and, well, their iOS device or their Android device. So it's not going to work like that. The company that is working with Nintendo, they've built this augmented reality game before called Ingress. So they're working with a studio that has the caliber of doing this type of game. It's adventurous, is what it is. It might actually end up being a pile of shit, but right now... I'm super excited about it. The idea of it, just watching the trailer and seeing it. Again, I don't even know how they're going to look because it's on digital devices. If it's going to need to be any wearable tech for us to be able to see them, because not all phones have augmented reality built into them.
I hope it's a case of, I know augmented reality and virtual reality and everything isn't quite the same thing, but I hope it's a case of people have to go around with like an Oculus Rift style headset.
Well, Google Glasses, maybe.
Yeah.
Be a bit
Yeah,
more
you know what I mean?
sensible.
Like something like that. It's just like...
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've got one thing that they have confirmed is there's going to be a wristband called the Pokemon Go Plus. Just a little wristband with like a Pokeball / Google Maps pin device on the top of it. It's Pokeball with a point on the end of it.
Yeah.
And that will both vibrate and light up when Pokemon are nearby. So
That'd be great if that's like the old Fitbit style thing where you're just wearing them and you forget you're wearing them, kind of thing, and then you're just out in some business situation, and then all of a sudden it goes.
well,
Hold that.
Yeah, it's better than like playing like the Pokemon theme tune or something.
That would be better.
But yeah, more information on this will come as we get more. Irrespective of how much Ash wants it to be in the news, it will still be there. Long after Ash isn't. We'll move on to one that you can have a bit more of a conversation on.
Okay.
Equally big, some would say bigger. That's up to them. GTA Online, their biggest update since the heists, is coming on September 15th, so literally in a couple of days. And they're introducing these things called free mode events, so no more having to wait in these really long painful lobbies or loading and being eventually timed out and stuff like that. It's all going to come when you're in a free mode game. They're going to pop up about every 12 minutes, and you can either just opt in, opt out, or if you don't want to do either of those, you can just spectate. Lots of different types of game modes. Let's talk about the first one. This is my favourite of them all, I think. It's called Hunt the Beast, where one player is basically given super speed, super strength, and he has to go to 10 different checkpoints throughout Los Santos, and the rest of the people are basically hunting him down. Now, the kind of thing that makes it harder to hunt him down is that he's not actually visible on the map. He will only be visible momentarily when he passes through said checkpoints, and you don't even know where the checkpoints are, obviously, because otherwise you could just wait at the checkpoints.
Yeah, you just wait at number 5,
Yeah.
kind of thing, just let him sort out the first 4 and just like,
And just
ambush!
or just line up with your rocket launchers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's do you use your speed and strength to just power through? Do you pretend that you're like kind of just an average Joe walking the street, like kind of driving a car kind of cautiously? It's a nice little game of cat and mouse.
It would be.
Sounds really fun.
I really like the sound of this. I do.
Yeah, and it's
Definitely
like
something we'll have to try
your
out.
player character actually changes, so you actually look like the comparisons were a Teen Wolf knockoff.
Yeah, you get basically there's a wolf mask in the game,
Okay.
and then you get like the
jacket.
1970s like kind of jacket, which is
Nice.
cool. So
Nice.
yeah, so it's not quite as easy as you can just walk the street, because
you can stand out on
you
there.
might stand out, but you can walk the back alleys.
I like the sound of this game. This game
So-
mode. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to try this. We don't know exactly how many players all of these modes are. We were kind of initially discussing off air. Dan thought it was going to maybe be all 30.
Well, not necessarily every single one, but as in like certain ones open to everyone. Or
Yeah.
in theory, I was thinking everyone in the lobby could
Yeah.
participate.
I'm thinking, because
But
when we go further,
descriptions you've been saying. so
yes,
it's
since we
probably
go
others.
further down, the other game modes are 8-player, so it'd probably be fair to say that this is 8. That would be kind of standard for most modes when we play
I'd say that's
GTA.
reasonable. You certainly wouldn't want more than 7 or 8 people chasing you, would you?
No, not really. Are we still talking about the game, or
In GTA,
yeah?
if you were trying to hide, you wouldn't want more than that, because I think it would become very
Yeah.
difficult.
And the good thing about this game is there is a time limit for the beast, so he can't just sit in a corner and wait.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to still make his progress. We'll move on, and a very simple one: fastest speed challenge. It's exactly as it sounds. You just have to go as fast as you can anywhere on the map, no location. So it's all about getting to the highway where it's long and straight and being as fast a car as possible. And whoever
My car would be nice for that.
it would if you could control it for more
Yeah.
than like 10 seconds.
I know, my Bugatti with the full spec.
Yeah. But then again, you've got to figure most people are going to have those.
Yeah.
But and also, I don't know if you're going to be able to use, because these are all free mode. Like, will you be able to use custom cars when they pop up? Will you just be stuck in whatever car you are, and it's tough luck if you're in like
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
on like a
assume
push
so.
bike,
Yeah.
like going down Mount Chiliad at the time. How's he going 200 miles an hour? So that one Like criminal damage, cause as much damage as possible.
Yeah,
again,
it's good.
You want to make sure you're not caught out in the sticks on that one.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
although I was reading you can actually call in your personal vehicle.
I was going to say,
for
can you?
that.
So
but
can
you would then still be having to foot the cost of the insurance bill when you blow up your own stuff.
Can you use your tank?
you can use anything. There's no rules. It's just you cause as much damage as you want
within said time limit.
Yeah. But if you're, if you're in the middle of nowhere,
there's less stuff to blow up.
Less stuff to blow up.
Yeah.
But you can call stuff in and have it blown up yourself. But then what's the point? Because it will end up costing you more than your win.
Yeah, that's true.
Blow up your whole garage. We've got Pendant, which is a mode where you're all in your car. It's kind of a domed area that is getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
You've got to stay within that dome. If you get knocked out, I think I read that it's like 9-second time limit to get yourself back in. Yeah. Otherwise your car explodes and you're out.
Yeah. So that sounds fun.
That one's interesting because no one in a competitive online GTA thing can actually drive in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually physical.
Any race, if it's a big full race at the start, even though it's open road, everyone's driving, it still ends up going.
Yeah. I think there's pretty much a physics-based thing built into GTA that doesn't allow you to drive straight for more than 5 seconds. I think they just kind of make your car turn for you.
Yeah. So
that'll be fun, especially when you're down to like your last 2 cars and the space is only big enough for 1 car.
Yeah.
We got Kill List Competitive, where it's 2 teams of 4. You're each in a chopper and you have to kill as many Merryweather people as possible.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty standard, but you're both going for the same people, so it's about who can get there first.
And this is the Valkyrie chopper, which we haven't come across because we haven't got that far in the heists, but it's one that's got like a front gun for the passenger to use, and there's 2 side miniguns, so it's not it's not just being passengers in a chopper and you just having to fire your own weapons kind of thing. It's actually using
souped up kind of
it's a proper attack
attack one. And obviously surely as the driver you could just wait until they're all together and just kind of nosedive on them.
Could do. You might end up then destroying your chopper.
Well, yeah, you would. But if you take out everyone with your explosion, then you win.
Don't know. Depends how it ends.
Yeah. If you died, probably not.
The fact that you're competing with another team means
take them with you.
You'd assume you got to survive that as well.
Yeah. And then we've got Hunting Pack, 2 teams driving across Los Santos again. 1 attack team, 1 defending team. It's been described kind of similar to Speed, that one of the cars in the defending team is a VIP, has to get their package across town, but their car will explode if it ever comes to a standstill. So the other team's obviously got to try and make him stop.
Yeah.
That sounds quite fun.
Yeah. There's another one that I was reading. I can't remember all the details, but it's basically just a King of the Hill.
Yeah. There are a couple more.
Mode, so it's just like you got to hold a location against people attacking you, and obviously, it's like a points-based system. The longer you hold it.
Yeah, and then there was a behind enemy lines as well, where you basically just got to get. You basically have 2 teams go face to face, and you have to get beyond them into like their area.
Yeah. The one thing I would actually hope that comes out of this is you're able to select to play these game modes without having to wait around for them as well. Because if you've got a group of friends together to play Hunt the Beast, and it's all just completely random every 12 minutes an event coming up, and you've got all these different events,
I'm sure
you could end up waiting more than an hour.
I'm sure you will be able.
I see what you're saying.
So, I'm sure you will be able to
actually
go in and set up a closed session with, if you're in a session with several friends. I'm sure you probably can. Yeah,
that's what to be able to launch them yourself.
This is just obviously the fact that I'm sure there is a capability for it, but we'll find out next week.
Yeah,
we will.
Or this week actually, even
this week we will know
once they've launched. So that was quite a lot of stuff to be excited about there. So I think a reason for us to maybe have to go back to GTA. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah, because the heist wasn't enough that we haven't done yet.
I've done a heist.
Oh yeah, we have.
But no, it's just like that. Just pissed me off. It was just like, well, I've already done heists. I've done heists in the game. Like, what's the difference between? I know they're unique and they're different, but it's not adding anything new. Whereas these are like kind of whole new kind of ways.
Well, they're new game modes, aren't they? So they're totally different. So no, it'd be good to experience all of these.
Let's move on from one big AAA game to another. We've got Destiny, and this week in the news, there's been the filings of the court case between Marty O'Donnell and Bungie. If anyone didn't know, Marty O'Donnell was one of the oldest members of Bungie. If you take away like the founding members, he was their lead composer. He's the one that made kind of like the iconic soundtracks for all the original Halo games. You know, the kind of gospel choir chiming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that.
On the original Halo, yeah.
So he made that, and he left the company last year. We didn't know why at the time, but we've now found out that basically he was unhappy with the lack of creative control he was getting because not Bungie, but rather Activision stepped in and said, "Yeah, we don't want you using your music in this E3 trailer. We're gonna pick it ourselves. And if you don't like it, well, tough, because it's our money." Because obviously trailers are all about the marketing budget.
Yeah.
So, you know, whilst he might have control on the actual game, you know, when it comes to publishing, I can kind of half understand it from Activision's point, but at the same time, it's like, the dude made the Halo soundtrack. Just leave him alone. Let him do what he's paid to do.
Play the Halo soundtrack. You'll get people.
Well, the thing is, if that's your job, if that's your position within a company, then you'd expect anything relating to that to be your responsibility.
Yeah. Well, it would appear that the judge agreed because he won his court case. He got his shares back that he obviously, they must have been like vesting shares that he lost.
Yeah.
He's got those back, and he got like 120 grand or something. So that was good for him. But there was a couple of other interesting things that came out. I don't know. Are you still playing Destiny at all, Ash?
I'll jump on it every now and again. I'm interested to get on it now that we've got some new stuff on there.
There was a big 2.0 update this week or last week as well.
Yeah.
So that's live in anticipation for the Taken King, which comes later on this week. I'm kind of the. Apparently now it's going to be the case that, you know how you had to be a certain level to do the raids, and that was like after you finish the stories, you had to grind for like hours to get to the raids. Apparently now you can just do a one-time upgrade for a character that automatically makes you high enough to join the raids anyway.
Yeah, that's if you buy the Taken King.
Yeah. That is why I stopped playing Destiny, because I got sick of doing, because you have to unlock light, you have to find light, items with light, and I got sick of trying to find. I did so many missions, so many, and I was just grinding, and I was never finding any decent light stuff, and I thought, this is stupid. Like, surely if you play enough, you would find enough. You could play 10 stories and not find any.
Yeah,
it was stupid. Just absolutely stupid.
I agree. It's just like, I mean, some people like that kind of, grindingness.
Well, no, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing. There's only so many stories. There's only so many things, and in the end, you just get so used to it. I just got bored.
We've got viewer Justin, who won our game on here. What did he say? He'd done like 1,000 hours. 1,000 hours of Destiny, and that was back when we gave our games away in June. So God knows what he's up to now.
My cousin's the same. He's done that as well, probably.
So obviously, fair enough. I mean, and they're not the only people. 6.3 million was sold in the first month.
Yeah,
that was a figure revealed in the court findings. One of the most interesting things that we'll just quickly touch on before moving on is that the game's original story was completely scrapped 1 month before its initial release. So it was scrapped in August 2013 when it was originally due for release in September 2013.
Does anyone even still understand the story?
Well, that would kind of explain why the story was a bit shit, and like it kind of had missing things. And, it was delayed by a year.
It didn't explain anything. The story was just so bloody confusing.
Yeah,
didn't make sense.
Does that mean like the sequel is going to be 100% exposition and no gameplay?
God knows.
I'd like to think the follow-up will be some sort of prequel.
That's one way they could do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
DLC.
Yeah. No,
do it like Star Wars. Do it in reverse.
There's no way that they don't have a sequel. They'll keep having DLC, but there's no way they will stay with DLC.
But I just mean as in they'll put a prequel thing as a DLC.
It's a cash cow.
They're set for life now.
Yeah,
if that's what they want. Very quickly, we've got Apple this week, or last week rather, they had their big iOS iPhone reveal, and in it they announced Apple TV, and surprisingly enough, this device is now actually going to have proper video games on it rather than just iOS games. They're getting Disney Infinity 3.0, Guitar Hero Live, and a new rhythm-based game made from the ground up by Harmonix called Beat Sports. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I thought this is actually Disney Infinity Guitar Hero specifically are really kind of interesting games for them to grab. You know, we talk about the success of Skylanders Infinity a lot. Now, for parents, for kids that maybe just want to play these games, they now have an option of buying a device that's maybe £100 rather than £300. So I think these are completely the right sort of games that Apple should be targeting.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it'll just be interesting to see if they actually, you know, I mean, I don't think it's going to make a dent in console sales.
No. But it's good as, you know, if you're wanting just something very basic for, you know, children at home, you don't want to buy a £300 console. Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good idea.
It's also good to see them moving on from thinking that people want to play mobile games on their big ass TV.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's like, you want to play decent quality
proper games. There's different
proper games
experiences
on your TV.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought of that before.
There's not just one type of experience, you know.
Yeah.
If it's an experience for 4 inches in front of you, it's probably not really good enough for the 60 inches you've got on the wall.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's good to see that they're doing that. At the moment, it's only got a kind of motion gestured control. So, but there's already been
it's basically just like the Kinect and everything like that.
There's a third-party controller already been released for it, which I guess people will use for Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Be interesting to see how much they sell. Closing out the news, I'm sure we talked about this on a party chat every Wednesday.
We did.
Theme parks. That was when the Nintendo one, was it?
Yeah,
came
it was.
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft are jumping on this bandwagon now.
Yeah, I thought they might, or others would, rather. Yeah.
Quite interesting. It's going to be in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia in 2020. All we know so far, Assassin's Creed will be there. The rabbits, the crazy little rabbit things will be there. I guess kids like those. I've kind of seen them, but I just thought this was really weird in the fact that
if they're putting it on its own island, then it could have had Far Cry.
Weird. Does Ubisoft really have enough stuff to make their own theme park? Like Nintendo, like the other one isn't even necessarily Nintendo, I don't think. It was just a video game park being backed by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Or like Nintendo were kind of... Now, Ubisoft are the same. They're not making it on their own. They're partnering with...
Yeah.
But do you think they've got enough IP?
I don't know.
Like for a theme park? Like...
Because they got a lot of stuff. I don't know how well it would all translate to theme park beyond just slapping the name on a roller coaster.
That's the thing. The thing. It's at what point does a game or a franchise does it convert into a ride that can be enjoyable?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's a bit like you've got the Hulk roller coaster. You know, it doesn't really have any sort of resemblance to the Hulk other than it's green. It's just a roller coaster.
That's true.
Man, I wish it did look like
and
the Hulk.
it could be called anything.
Yeah, it's just a green roller coaster. And the same with the Aerosmith one is, you know, it's just got rock and roll memorabilia on the way there, and they make up this story about, you know, you're late for the show, which is why it has to go really quick.
Oh yeah.
I'm just now picturing like the next Marvel film with the Hulk is in. It's like, look, the Hulk is here. So the roller coaster turns up instead.
I think Assassin's Creed one, obviously, maybe they'll have something like the Tower of Terror or something for the equivalent of like the what's it called? You know, where you jump.
Yeah, the leap of faith. Yeah,
That
they've got that could almost be a bungee jump esque.
Yeah,
right.
so like rather than it just dropping that way, they maybe tip you so you can see, and then it goes that way.
Oh yeah.
So that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like Assassin's Creed can lend itself to stuff depending on what way they want to go with it. It's got enough within it, but is
it big enough? Is it a big enough name? Like, there's a difference between Assassin's Creed being known in gaming circles versus like Mario. Nintendo, like
Yeah,
Mario and Zelda. It's just like people that even don't play video games have heard of Mario and Zelda.
No, I don't think it's.
I know.
But
I know what you mean. I mean, yeah.
But you could argue that they're not sure, which is why it's going out where it is, rather than turning around and going, you know what, we're going to compete with everything in Florida.
yeah, maybe the Malaysians fucking love Ubisoft stuff.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. They probably do. But you're right. There isn't much else. You've got Watch Dogs and The Crew and games like that, but nothing.
There's still very new.
Yeah.
I suppose by 2020 there'll be at least one sequel out by then.
But there's no groundbreaking title out there.
Yeah.
That's okay. Far Cry, but again, how do you translate
the
that?
problem is a lot of the stuff they've done has been shooter-esque games in some shape or form that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah,
That's either
Rainbow
coming
Siege.
out or will be.
Yeah,
And it's just like you can't translate a lot of that into theme park stuff.
Yeah. Oh well.
We'll see.
We've got another 5 years till we find out. So.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe they've got some really interesting stuff around the corner that will make.
This is why none of us have a job in theme park development.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got a fucking clue what we're talking
The
about.
Crew, bump cars.
The driver's got to be a roller coaster. They can easily translate that.
Yeah.
We're moving on to games, proper games on consoles, not in theme parks now. Quite a quiet week this week, surprisingly. After in the last couple of weeks, we've had AAA titles basically coming out of our asses. Whereas
maybe they're just giving everyone like a little rest. They can actually play these games.
Yeah.
Which
before
I'm
the
grateful
next
for.
onslaught.
I am grateful. We
grateful
do
for
have a
that.
couple though. We've got Tearaway Unfolded on the PS4. Originally was the Vita game. Now kind of it's not quite the same. It's got a few new additions. It's like a 1.5 as it were. This was a clever little game on the Vita. I don't know how well it's going to transpire to the PS4. Personally, I have no real interest in playing it. I liked. It felt like the most authentic kind of Vita title in the way it used like the back touchpad and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because you could kind of like cut holes in the world with your fingers. But
It looks nice.
It does look nice.
It does look nice, and I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. Even if I agree with you, it's definitely not my ideal sort of game. I'd probably play it if it was a PlayStation Plus game or something. I'd probably play it, but it's not a game I'd go out and buy.
No.
Yeah.
And we've got Leo's Fortune for the PS4, Xbox One. Dan was watched this before. It looked very much like a Limbo, but with a bit more colour to it.
Yeah, and sort of like seemed, like you said, colourful. Seemed a little bit more friendly in what you're seeing out of obviously what we saw and
a lot less
what
death.
we're watching. Yeah, seemed less gruesome. Still, things you've got to avoid and all of that jazz. But it seemed like it was going to be less gruesome if you came to your end.
It's a story of revenge.
It's a little bit comical as well. I think there's definitely a bit of comedy in there.
Yeah,
it's basically a light-hearted Limbo.
It is.
It's the way to look at it.
Well, it's a little round, hairy dude with a giant moustache. It's like
who's
lost his fortunes.
Is he Russian or?
I don't know. He definitely had some sort of European accent.
Yeah, Eastern European
Eastern
accent.
European.
Leopold.
Then we've got Cluster Puck 99.
Well pronounced.
Careful how you say that. This one for the Xbox One looks like a very clever, simplistic couch co-op game. We always talk about it's nice when we get these, but as Ash also pointed to off screen, it is reliant on you having friends.
Yeah, it's a local multiplayer. I'm sure there probably is online multiplayer as well, but it's a local multiplayer sort of couch co-op game. Up to eight players.
That's the thing. There's a difference between finding one other person or three other people to come and play a game as to finding 7 others.
I don't know if it was up to 8. I'm sure. Like it reminded me a lot of IDARB, very similar to IDARB, kind of like putting it's very simplistic ice hockey, puck, 2 nets, put puck in net.
Yeah.
But
not in
lots of different types of like kind of maps as it were.
Yeah.
Or like
so it's not just straight.
ring.
Yeah.
That looks cool. I'm quite intrigued by that one. Then we've got Draw a Stickman Epic.
I think this is Draw a Stickman Epic 2 because I think Epic came out a while ago.
Okay. Well, either way.
Anyway, yeah.
It's the one that's on Xbox One now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the new one.
The new one. Well, it's Epic.
Yeah.
This looked a lot like, reminded me of Scribblenauts, which was on the DS, where you kind of you draw bridges and stuff in order to like kind of cross river. Very clever little game in terms of how it works. No idea how well it's going to translate to a controller though. It feels like it's very much like a touch.
Yeah, it's like
Screen
you almost
game.
need
This-
that instant feedback, don't you? Rather than moving
It
your
might
cursor or
work- it
whatever
might
with
work
your
well.
stick and then applying.
Yeah.
It's the kind of game where I expected this to be a PS4 only game because I thought it would be on the touchpad.
Yeah.
The fact that it's on Xbox One, I was quite surprised at. So I agree. I'm not sure how that's going to translate for drawing.
Yeah, we'll see. Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, another really well named game on the Xbox One. This one's kind of it's a 2D top down kind of space game. Looks not like Asteroids, but should have really paid attention to the trailer. I was too busy talking to you, and the reviewer saving me as I kind of fall under this bus.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's basically a simplistic arcade game, kind of space and like shooting other what's the word I'm looking for? Other spaceships.
Just watch the overlay. I think it'd be safer.
Actually, the overlays are good. Yeah. The overlay says it all.
Hypervoid for the PS4. This one I did watch.
Yes.
This one again 2D. This was a spaceship. You're kind of going along like paths or tracks as it's moving along, having to dodge and shoot things.
The fabric of space.
Yes. Exactly. Does space have a fabric?
Well, yeah.
That's the term that's used.
That's the term that's used, yeah.
That's weird because there's no fabric in space. Space is a vacuum.
There could be fabric up there.
Anyway,
But
You don't know what's been thrown out the spaceship.
But you're not going along the fabric.
Well, no,
That's a really weird. I've never really thought about it before, but that is a weird saying.
it's referred to as a fabric because you can bend it.
Yeah, space
But
and
there's nothing
time.
there.
I think that
can be
phrase is used more
manipulated.
in the phrase space and time.
Yeah. Anyway,
that one.
Hypervoid.
Hypervoid PS4. Knock Knock PS4. I did watch all of its trailer, but still know less about it than Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time because it looks extremely weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
You described it, Ash, as.
Well, yeah, it reminded me of a video I used to watch called Toast Boy on YouTube, which is very creepy, weird.
I'm sure that video we clicked on Toast Boy had 1.6 million views, so I'm sure more people know about that than they know about us, and probably Knock Knock as well.
But yeah, Knock Knock. I wasn't. The trailer doesn't really explain what the purpose of the game is. You know, what is?
It's a creepy dude in a haunted house being followed around by looks like kind of crazy people in straitjackets, dead ghosts and all sorts of stuff.
We're not entirely sure what the objective of the game is. So
if only we had like this tool where we could look up and research games, it'd been so much better. But alas, Curses and Chaos.
Yeah.
For the PS4 and Vita. Which one was this one?
That was the co-op, sort of like pixelated.
This is the one where I drifted off after 10 seconds.
This is the one where Ash went, doesn't look new, not interested.
This is So this is 2D pixel art platformer, co-op based.
Yeah.
Looked like kind of like witches. I guess that was maybe the curses and the chaos was maybe diverse. There's like kind of fancy elements in there, but looks. I don't have a problem with the looks personally, but we have so many of these 2D platform games. It's just you've got to pick the ones.
Stop making them. Move on to something else.
No. I have no problem with making them, but these are people are making games that they played growing up and they're inspired, and that's why we have so many. But you've got to make sure you do your research, and because there's so many that you just play the ones.
Well, they're just the hot thing right now, aren't they? And it's a case of once the trend has moved elsewhere.
Well, you think
more of that.
in another 20 years. Like people who are making games now were inspired by like Metroidvania, Mario, Zelda, those types of games. So like platforming.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that some people see them doing well and they try and make the quick money. So you get bad ones. You will get good ones.
The quick buy ones are the bad ones.
It's basically like with mobile gaming. It's like the number of rip-offs of like Angry Birds or like a Flappy Bird and stuff like that.
Yeah, Endless Runners and stuff for the big things on.
Just because they were making money,
Temple
so like
Run
people
went after
it.
That's true. And then closing out, we've got Beyond Eyes PS4. This was originally on the Xbox One we talked about. It's about this little girl who is blind, and therefore like kind of the world has to appear around her as she kind of walks. She can't see where she's going. Very similar vein to The Unfinished Swan, if you've played that, but based on what I know, The Unfinished Swan is a much better game.
Yeah. Yes, I would agree.
So the Beyond Eyes is very much about the story and the heart of the game, and apparently there's not much of either. So, but that's just from reading other people's opinions. It's not my opinion because I have not played it.
Yeah.
Because those other people's opinions scared me. So game of the week, guys. What is your pick?
I think for me it's got to be Leo's Fortune. I like the look of it. I think I'll have a lot of fun playing it. Reminds me a lot of Limbo, and I really, really enjoyed Limbo. So I think I'll really enjoy Leo's Fortune.
Yeah, I'm the same with that. So like, there's a couple of others maybe would look at, but I think that's the one that tops it when you've basically just got a week like this where there's no massive standout.
Yeah. Well, I liked that one as well, but seeing as you have both picked it, I'm going to...
We can't agree every week.
We can't agree every week. I'm going to represent the Cluster Puck because I think it looks like a lot of fun. It's I love having couch co-op games. I've got a couple of ideas of new shows that I might be doing, so this might be a really good game to kind of incorporate into that show.
Might break the ice.
Hey. Get out. So yeah, that's it for this week.
Before we go, I do think you should do the Halo theme tune again, though.
I'll fade out.
Yeah.
But I'm not actually going to do it. I'm just going to mime it and then overlay it because it sounds better. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Please leave comments down below what you think about the latest news. Which one is bigger, Pokemon Go or GTA Online? That's what we need to get the votes going. Just to prove Ash that Pokemon Go does matter. Because he seems a bit upset that it made number 1 on the list.
Yeah, but it's fine. I'll get over it.
At very least, it was in order of release of the news. It came out earlier in the week than GTA, so it's older.
Okay.
So that's my excuse. Thank you, Ash.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Dan.
Cheers, guys.
And everyone out there, we will see you next time.